Emu! Okay, I've been procrastinating long enough, so let's get started. Welcome back, everyone, to this time part 3 of What If Tanjiro was Kamen Rider Kuuga. And last time on Dragon Ball Z. and, anyways, last time we covered the Tanjiro going after demons, the Demon Slayer Corp investigating, Kuuga fighting against unidentified life form number 9 and Lower Moon 6, along with Zenitsu. Which I plan to use the lower moons more, per se. Like, I want them to be more involved as, to make it more fair. Like, they didn't get to do much. And I'll try and include some of the Grongi here and there. So far, I've kind of been procrastinating on a lot of things. Like, I just keep getting distracted by all the stuff on wattpad. And by that I mean the MHA crossover stuff, or Ruby crossover stuff, or stuff with Kamen Rider. But I did manage to watch episode 13 and 14. Pretty good episode. And there's gonna be more happening. Yeah, I have some ideas. So, apologies for how long this video took for me to make. There's just been stuff going on in my personal life that hasn't given me time to record, and also I'm lazy. I'm a lazy boy. Expect that from me, but I'm trying to be more committed. So anyways, let's begin. So we see Tanjiro and Zenitsu again, making their way down from their battle with Lower Moon 6 and unidentified life form number 5. And they're kind of haven't talked for that entire trip down. But just as they reach the bottom, Zenitsu finally snaps. What was all of that just now? We fought one of those monsters, and also it appears to be a lower moon demon. Does that mean we're Hashira's already? I'm not really sure. I'm still new to this. What do you mean you're still new to this? You didn't read up on everything? You did? Obviously, I need to know how this whole thing works. Okay, seriously, you gotta tell me what's your deal with that belt. Are you a demon or something? No, not exactly. I do notice though the belt gives me increased regeneration. Like the demons. Are you a demon that can live in the sun? What? Don't be ridiculous. Do I look like a demon? Eh, no, you look more like an angel. But you and I saw that monster. We both definitely know that wasn't a demon. Especially since they were fighting each other. You don't think it's because of clashing personalities? No, 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 no. It was very clear that they were two wild animals who stumbled into the other's hunting grounds. And they did not like it. That there was another involved. You're very intense. I'm trying to cheer myself up after all this. Why? You did really good. Eh. I saw how you handled the demon for me while I was busy handling that monster. What are you talking about? You don't know? What do you mean I didn't know? I was scared shitless to the point where I passed out. Wait, do I only act when I'm passed out? Most likely. You are not important. I am tired though. I. Oh, We never exchanged names. Uh, oh, I'm Zenitsu. Oh, Tanjiro. Let's be great friends. What's the problem? Don't you want to shake my hand? I'm worried I might get infected. Don't worry. I make sure to wash my hands. Alright, we'll be friends. Especially since you just saved my life. No worries. But you gotta tell me more about that belt of yours. Where is it, anyway? Oh, I'm not really sure. It just shows up when it needs to. But I know for a fact it might have more forms. What do you mean, more forms? At first, there was a white one, which I assume was a form of a larva state. Like a bug. I did get a comment from Mint that I did look a lot like a bug in that armor. Then there's the red one, which you saw. It's the standard third. Oh. Are there others? So far, I've only been able to access another one. A blue one, which isn't that strong, but it is fast. However, the downside is it's much more weaker. I did notice, however, if I do have a pole-like weapon or something I hold like a pole, it changes into a weapon, which helped me a lot when fighting some demons. Wait, you use that form to fight demons? I try to avoid it, if necessary. I don't want to scare people. Should we let them know? I'm not sure if they'll believe us. Let's just get to it, and I am tired. Right. So, Tanjiro and Zenitsu both make their way to the nearest inn. Meanwhile, you're at the Demon Slayer Corp. We see that there's a meeting going on between Yuya Yashiki and a few of the Hashiras. These being Giyu, Sanganawa. How could I forget him? Hold on, let me look up his name real quick. And I was doing so well. Saname. Alright, Giyu, Saname, Shinobu, and let's put Tenjin. You know what? Let's just make it all the Hashira that are there. Thank you for coming on such short notice. As you know, we've been having reports of these mass massacres, as we've been referring to them. Ah, yes, I have heard about them. May I ask why we're talking about these? I'm not very familiar. Well, apparently from one of the crows, we discovered something. Well, what is it, Master? Just for you, all of you to know, that's Open Eye. Apparently, we had reports of the crow. Master, you should rest. You shouldn't. I'll be fine, Shinobu. Anyways, one of the crows informed a few demon slayers about one of these monsters that was approaching at rapid speeds. And it has solved my confirmations that these are not demons. They do not burn in the sunlight. And worst off, they're against the demons, per se. Or see them as competition. What do you mean by that? There were two demon slayers who were told to go after them. I wasn't given details, though. However, what shocked me was that Lower Moon 6 was there. Did they survive? Yes, I have confirmation they did. But there was also another being. A being who wore an armor of red. This kind of startles you thinking, was it him? No. Can I ask for more description? Oh, you're very interested, Giya-san. It would help to know more in case I mistake him for someone else. Well, he wore armor pieces of red and had horns similar to an insect, made of gold. It didn't look like any armor the crow has seen before. And Giya was thinking, did he evolve? I only ever saw that white form. Shinobu notices him thinking and is a bit concerned, to say the least, because Giya just doesn't really seem to care about anything. What were we talking about again? Right. Either way, this being fought against both the demon and these monsters. However, one thing to note, it rode a very strange steed. What do you mean by that? It had no legs. Well, wouldn't that just be... Okay, I'm confused. How did it move if it had no legs? It had wheels. 2 of them. And it made a mechanical noise. What is this? The crow described it. Ah! Sounds like this guy's pretty flashy. Yes, but I wish to know more. We don't know if it's a demon, or a potential ally, or another variable. So if you ever see them, try to bring them to us. It would help if we're all on the same page. Hi! That is all. You can all go. Now everyone begins leaving to go to their respective missions. And Gyu here is thinking, I need to know more. Hopefully I can find that boy. But what's the best place to start? Anyways, as soon as everyone leaves, Ubiyashiki turns to his wife and asks her a question. Do you think this could be the turning point for us? That would be very hard to say. But from what we've been described, it doesn't seem like he's here to harm us. I just wish we knew more about those monsters. In fact, this is the first time we've ever had a good description of one. And for it to be defeated when others couldn't, we must bring him here. At least so we can discuss things. Meanwhile, with Muzan, he is currently pissed off. He's in the Infinity Castle. And he is pissed off by the fact that he lost another lower moon. I swear to God, I should just get rid of them. They barely do anything. The only reason I keep them around because Ryu's one of them. I don't want to get rid of him. But at least I have somewhat of information. Some weird monster. Ridiculous. You can't tell, but Muzan turned to look at Tamiya. No, wait. The guitar playing demon. It's like, I know what you're thinking, but this is different. Okay, this isn't really different, but they can go out in the sunlight? I can't go out in the sunlight! I should probably have just gone in Upper Moon to deal with this. But most of them are useless. I can't have Akaza diverted because I need them to find that goddamn spider lily. Doma is lazy. I'd rather not ask Kokoshibo. Huntengo is a coward. I need money and those who are busy. I can't have any of that cover blown, otherwise it will be bad. Sometimes I wish I didn't kill that doctor. Okay, I can't use the upper moons because they just die easily. Especially with that red thing. I don't know what he was or what steed that was. I should just focus on using weaker demons for scouting. I'm sure we have some of those crawling around. Anyways, we now leave Muzan. And now we go to the Grongi, who are in the cave. Now, I am gonna speak Grongi for this, so I will translate, is what I would say, but I'm gonna just speak normally. And currently they're all discussing things, and haven't gone far in Kuuga. In fact, the next episode I'm gonna watch is 15. So, yeah. I'm probably, after the spider arc, I'm probably gonna take a break for at least a week or two so I can watch the whole series, so just so I can better prepare. Anyways, they're all discussing about the game and being Grongies, doing Grongi stuff, like picking up random knickknacks and attaching them to your clothes in such weird fashion. But they noticed that unidentified lifeform number 5 hasn't come back. And the rose one goes, Iskandale, which means she dead. And the bad guy, who stays alive for a long time, goes, Asigasho, how is this possible? They couldn't harm us. And then the rhino guy, who killed the dog, who deserves every bad thing to happen to him, goes, You shouldn't have Shuja Kuuga. You don't think Kuuga came back. He shouldn't have sold the castle, did I? Abasuga Zetsunzel. Potatoes. Nah. He said, his build was, it's the most logical thing to conclude. And this just kind of leaves them in silence, because Kuuga, their biggest enemy, a one-man army, just came along and whooped all their aces, is back. But now with breathing styles. Okay, I imagine how crazy Titan form will go. Oh, just a heads up, everyone. And for context, I record bits and pieces here and there, so I might sound differently and such. I was looking through the wiki page and I realized that dragon form is jumping, not speed base. So to anyone who noticed that mistake in the last video, I apologize. So anyways, moving on to your regularly scheduled program. Hold on, did I even make the mistake that blue was speed? Most likely I did, so if anyone could point out the evidence of where I said it in the last video, please let me know and I'll greatly appreciate it. Oh, and one more thing. Should we have a visit from another rider, per se? Okay, that's too on the nose. I'm just saying, would you guys like me to include another Kuuga in some way, shape, or form? Because that would actually kind of be fun to do. Because unlike a lot of people, I kind of dig another Kuuga's design because of how abstract it is. I feel like the other writers should just be more monstrous. Like with Forze, make him like a xenomorph looking dude. Or with O's, take the animal parts and multiply it by 3. Like double down on the horrificness of these monsters. Not just evil, edgy spikes. That only works with Ghost and maybe other ones. It's one of the reasons why I like another Deno, because it doesn't feel like that. It feels like another Deno. Anyways, and while people might not like another Kuuga's design, I kind of like it, and I also really love Ultimate Kuuga. I wouldn't have been mad if they just went with an armor rider for Kuuga, but when he became another Ultimate Kuuga, that's when you bring out the monstrous part, cause that was gold. Let's check in on Tanjiro and crew. Both Tanjiro and Zenitsu have made their way to a small town to rest up for the night and eat. And they end up leaving the next day because there isn't any demons in the area. And as they're on their way to somewhere, they're just wandering at the moment, Zenitsu then asks a question. Hey, so, have you ever thought of a name? Huh? You know, for that armor of yours. I don't think I need one, but they kept calling it Kuuga. But no. It feels like there could be at least a bit more or something. But I gotta ask, how do you fight with that? I mean, you have a Nichiren sword. Why use that when you have that? Oh, it's to make sure people aren't afraid. I mean, I was sort of terrified when I saw it. Yeah. Besides, have modified them in a way so I can use breathing styles, but in the form of combat. Granted, with my new form it's a lot more different. Yeah, the blue one, you told me. Yeah, its weapon is a pole, so I can't exactly rely on the breathing style techniques that I developed for that first form. That mighty red one. Mighty? Oh, oh, I was just thinking. No, it sounds a lot more better than the red one. And maybe that blue one's something else. Like a dragon. Yeah, like that. You're really enthusiastic about this. I mean, how can I not? You took down the lower moon! With your help, I might add. Oh, you keep insisting on that. I was scared out of my brains. Were you not aware of... Nope. No clue what you're talking about, and frankly, it just sounds like you're trying to prep me up. Okay. Just then, the crow comes along, goes, Tanjiro, Zenitsu, you have a mission. Complete it, you jackasses. Go complete it now. Did that girl just swear at us? Anyways. Quickly, both Tanjiro and Zenitsu head to where they need to go. And they head over to a mansion. And they see 2 children outside. And Tanjiro quickly approaches them. Hey, what's wrong? Our brother, he's in there. He was taken by some demon of some kind. What? There's a demon already? I just survived one of them. I can't survive another. I did not realize how good I could do. It was crazy. That's it. Don't worry. We're gonna wait. Okay. What seems to be a problem? There's a sort of monster in there. A monster? You mean there's another of that fast cat thing? No, this could be different. Don't worry. We'll find your brother and get him out of there. We? Who's we? I don't see a we, I see a you. Are you really gonna bandit? Uh, uh, you mean you could stay out here and protect them? Alright, I'll stay out here. In the open! Where I could be attacked from any angle. I'll check it out, I might just go with you. Okay, oh. By the way. Tanjiro places the box containing Nezuko next to them. Stay near this box. Okay? Okay. Now quickly, both Tanjiro and Zenitsu enter. The Drum Demon's Mansion! Now I was contemplating on skipping this, but we ain't. I got some ideas for this one. So, bear with me, cause it's been a long time since I seen Demon Slayer. So some of my facts may be wrong here and there, but I do remember the important parts. Either way, as both Tanjiro and Zenitsu are wandering around the mansion, they keep hearing what appears to be noises. What kind of noises, they don't know. However, what they do know is it is getting somewhat closer. However, when they enter one room, they happen to see the drum demon passing by, and quickly Tanjiro goes to attack him, but the drum demon just annoying. Ow! I don't know why I did it like that. He quickly hits one of his drums, causing then the rooms to change. Because I think that's how it works. I could be wrong. Oh, no, it does do that along with rotating the rooms. And both Zenitsu and Tanjiro are split up. And while Zenitsu is panicking, as usual, Tanjiro hears more of that noise. And it sounds like fighting. Quickly, Tanjiro heads into the direction and sees what he does not expect to see. A boar-headed man. A man with the head of a boar fighting against another of those monsters. And this confuses Tanjiro. Like, mainly the boar head part. And for those who know, it's an Osuke time! Tachaban! I stand back! I am going to metamorphosis! You could say metamorphosis, but you can't say my name? Sorry. Anyways, Tanjiro, quickly realizing what's going on, goes in to try and assist, but the drum strikes again, causing everyone to be split up. And with unidentified life form number 6, yes, I'm using the high jump hopper indoors. He's annoyed. Get in the letter! I see the letter! Translation: why did I have to be inside one of these Lintos-made creations? And it keeps swapping me. What kind of magic is this? Meanwhile, Inosuke goes, "Hey! How do you do a Inosuke voice? Hold on. This will be the first time. Tachaban! We gotta do something. Yeah, I'll just use this voice for Inosuke. Hey! Quit your magic tricks and come face the Lord of the Mountains! And he's just angry, like it's classic Inosuke anger. And quickly he begins running to try and find unidentified life form number 6. What he doesn't know is unidentified life form number 6. Why did I say it like that? Meanwhile, Tanjiro is thrown into another room, and Zenitsu is thrown into another room. But this time he hears what appears to be crying, and he quickly goes to it and sees the missing brother. Oh my god. Well, at least I happened to find you. But just before anything could happen, the tongue demon appears. And Zenitsu is freaking out. I mean, you'd think he'd at least be a bit more brave, but nah. He doesn't really remember much of the Lower Moon 6 fight, because he was passed out. Sorry about that. I'm a bit tired despite the fact it's 5 p.m. I gotta stop staying up till midnight. Not good for me. Anyways. Quickly, the Time Demon tries to attack. But Zenitsu, feeling a bit more brave, tries to attack it back, but he doesn't really do that good of a job. He gets a block every 5 hits, but he doesn't really do that good. And he is panicking, freaking out, thinking, did I really do it? Did I kill that? Did I kill that strong demon? And he is so overwhelmed, he passes out. And the brother, I'm not going to look up the names, no. He's panicking because the guy who was protecting him appears to have died. But nope. Zenitsu wakes up. No, wait, no. Attacks while passed out. And when he does, he kills the demon in one hit. And he remains passed out for a little bit before waking up. Where did the demon go? Wait! You took it out? Oh my god, I've been saved! No, you did! Eh? I don't know what you're talking about, kid. I am not capable of doing anything like that. You sure? Yes, I am as sure as my hair is pink. But your hair's yellow. You know what I mean. Okay, let's get out of this place. It's giving me the creeps. Meanwhile, Inosuke is quickly running around, attacking here and there. He sees the temple demon and just attacks it. So, just like that. Meanwhile, Tanjiro is back to where the drum demon is. Where is that darn brat? And quickly, Tanjiro goes on the offensive to try to catch the demon by surprise. But the demon rotates the room Tanjiro's in, causing things to spill out. And not things, musical notes. And before Tanjiro can sully them, he quickly catches himself and then just avoids touching them. And this kind of surprises the drum demon, because most of the time people treated his manuscripts like trash. But here's some random stranger has not destroyed them. But he's still really angry because he lost a boy who had the special blood, you know. You know, the good stuff. The good stuff. So he quickly tries to attack Tanjiro again. But Tanjiro's able to avoid and manages to cut its neck. And just as the demon disintegrates, he asks him this. Why? Why did you not destroy my manuscripts? I can tell there was a lot of work and effort put into it. Even if I don't know what's in it, I can't deny the hard work that was put in it. Thank you. Bleh. Anyways, Tanjiro is then able to leave and then sees Inosuke trying to attack Zenitsu. And before he could get to it, guess who shows up? That's right, Pepsi Man. Nah, maybe a what if Midoriya was Pepsi Man would be cool. Nah, UFL 6 shows up and tries to grab Inosuke. And Inosuke goes, "Get off me, you damn demon! Wait, why aren't you burning in the sun?" Quickly, Tanjiro, via instincts, transforms into Kuuga, and then just runs at UFL 6. UFL 6, seeing this, gets kind of startled because Kuuga's back. He wasn't informed. Yes, Kuuga! He quickly avoids Kuuga trying to attack him, and then gets on top of the building. Tanjiro, realizing what he has to do, tries his best to get the blue dragon form, but it's not working. Meanwhile, Inosuke, seeing this, goes, "You're a demon too? I'll kill both of you. He isn't a demon, he is our only hope against that thing!" Zenitsu says, while nearly bleeding. I'm sorry. Quickly, UFL 6 tries to grab Kuuga, but he's able to narrowly avoid it. But then they kind of get into a bit of a brawl. Tanjiro, not having the pole, not in his blue dragon form, is able to do pretty well. He's able to land a few hits here and there that do a lot of damage. But whenever he takes too much damage, UFL 6 retreats and tries to attack someone weaker. And Inosuke, trying to interfere, doesn't really help very much. He either gets knocked back by UFL 6 or fails to hurt Kuuga. Now quickly, Tanjiro realizes that the only way he'll probably get out of this cycle is to be able to jump as high as UFL 6 so he can't go back to the roof of the house to rest up. So quickly, Tanjiro, he tries to force it, but that sounds so wrong. He keeps trying to force it, and Inosuke noticing this goes, "Hey! Why are you trying to poop at a time like this? Eh? If you keep forcing it, it won't come out. You gotta wait. Be patient." What makes it seem like he's pooping? But Tanjiro thinks a moment and realizes he's been trying to force it instead of just trying to naturally activate it. He quickly turns and gives a thumbs up to Inosuke, saying, "I think I finally realized how I can get it. Thank you!" Quickly, Tanjiro is able to switch to the blue form after the envisioning it and wanted to become it. He quickly changes, and this shocks Inosuke and Zenitsu, because he hasn't seen the blue form yet. He's only heard of it. That's it! It just looks the same without the shoulder pads! What is this sorcery? I, as Lord of the Mountains, I demand to know. Oh my god, my voice hurts. I haven't had my throat hurt like this since I did Iosis and Starscream's voice. Drink water. It's good for you. And free. Actually, no, wait, no. It comes with the water bill. Yeah. Quickly, Tanjiro tries to use his sword to try and transform it, but it's not working. That was only a one-time thing, Tanjiro. I'm not gonna let you do that all the time. Quickly realizing he doesn't have, he can't really use his sword and turn it into a pole. He he thinks for a moment before UFL 6 comes back, and then just lands and kicks him. He drops kicks him in self-defense. This causes Tanjiro to stumble, but in his confusion, he grabs a branch that breaks off, and it turns into a staff. This also shocks Inosuke, the siblings, and Zenitsu, because he just turned a stick into a fancy stick. But quickly dismissing this, Tanjiro goes on the offense. He is out for Grongi blood. He lands a hit on UFL 6 who tries to jump away, but he catches up and lands another and another and another one. While UFL 6 seems to be getting overwhelmed, he quickly grabs it and then tosses Tanjiro off the building. But Tanjiro then backs up and goes back to fight him again and again. Quickly, these two are kind of called a stalemate. But Tanjiro is able to feign a hit and lands the fatal hit, causing UFL 6 to explode and kill him. Now we cut to the aftermath of the fight. Zenitsu is trying to get the brother to protect them. The brother got a fancy sash. And the trio are brought to a nearby house. Also, Inosuke's mask came off as well. And while in the room, Zenitsu asks about the box, Nezuko appears, and that whole thing happens. So yeah. Now, if I was lazy, I would stop it right here. But I'm not. We're going all the way through the spider arc, baby. And maybe the Hashira one if I have time to meet it. No, wait, no. The Hashira meeting as well. I don't care if this takes an hour and a half. I'll do it. So anyways, I probably won't cover all the things that happen in Spider Mountain because they'll all be the same. I'll just cover the Kuuga parts then. But let's have a quick glance at the Demon Slayer Corps. So, what you're saying is true, Master. It appears so. It appears that there's both a lower moon and and one of those unidentified life forms in the mountain. How many demon slayers were sent? A good few, but I fear they're not strong enough, which is why I want both you and Shinobu-san to go. Okay. So the next time we see our crew, they're making their way to the Spider Mountain. And things go as canon, so I won't be covering those parts. But then we get to Rui and his sister, and how a lot of them are dying. And Rui's just mad and his sister's scared. And while Rui just bitch slaps her, if I remember correctly. Suddenly, you know him. You probably forgot he existed, which contradicts the first thing I said. He was the first in the Heisei era. It is unidentified life form number 1. The goddamn spider. That's right. After using the other two, who are not in order, I have finally decided to bring UFL 1 into the story. Why now? Because it's spider themed. Anyways, really seeing this goes, "You're not a member of my family," and quickly tries to kill UFL 1, but it quickly shoots a spider web at him, and really is not been annoyed about this, and so the two fight. Meanwhile, the older sister just is running away like crazy because something happened. And Rui is doing his best to hold on against the UFL 1, and he's doing pretty good. And UFL 1 is also putting up a good fight. Meanwhile, Tanjiro, hearing the commotion, quickly sees what's going on and sees the spider identified life form. Quickly, he transforms instantly into the blue form, which kind of surprises him, but he doesn't mind. He quickly destroys a nearby tree branch, and I just had to get up real quick. And he... sorry about that. A quickly turns it into the dragon rod, or whatever it's called again. So he ends up engaging in the fight as well, which confuses Rui because what is it today? Freak Show Friday? No, wait, it's Tuesday. And UFL 1 goes, "It's Kuuga!" Which translates, "Oh dear heavens, it seems that the enemy known as Kuuga has appeared." I'm just kidding, it's "oh shit, Kuuga!" Now, quickly, UFL 1 tries to create some distance between him and UFL and Kuuga, but Tanjiro is able to uses his increased jump height to close the gap and land some hits on him. Rui, seeing this, decides, "I'll wait this out." And while this is happening, he decides, "You know what? I'll get rid of them both." But before he could land a hit on both of them, Nezuko jumps out and then begins fighting Rui. And we'll get back to that fight in a bit. Just know that Rui is doing his best to keep his distance from Nezuko, and Nezuko is doing her best to close the gap to land a good kick on him. She's learned. She's learned the Rider kick. Either way, UFL 1 stands no chance against dragging Kuuga in the state, because when he was in larva form in the series, he didn't do so great, but it was still a good action sequence. Watch Kuuga. I recommend it. It makes you amazed, cry, and laugh all at once. I also should finish Ryuk. Anyways, either way. And while UFO 1 tries to land a tricky attack, Tanjiro quickly just twirls his weapon and then just lands one final hit, causing the Kuuga mark to appear and killing UFO 1. Meanwhile, Nezuko has been captured, and Tanjiro, seeing this, quickly goes to try and rescue her. And Rui does his whole, "I think I'll make her my sister." And Tanjiro is not having it. He quickly begins to fight against Rui, but Rui is a tough opponent, especially with his blood demon arts. And he uses his webs to try and bind Kuuga because he realizes he isn't doing that much damage. And he's nearly successful, But then Tanjiro slash Kuuga remembers the Hinmo Kage Kagura dance and decides to try and perform one of the moves. And to his credit, he somewhat succeeds. And quickly, he's able to close the gap and with all his might uses his weapon to slash Rui's neck. But in that moment, Tanjiro overexerted himself and has fell to the ground. And Rui has done, I cut my own neck to save myself. And just before he can do anything, oh, and just a heads up, yes, Nezuko did unlock her Blood Demon art as well. She used that at some point, but yeah. Gyu-san shows up and cuts his neck. And Nezuko is also there. But just before the two of them can catch up, Shinobu appears and tries to kill Nezuko. And she questions Gyu-san protecting her. Gyu-san, this is unlike you. Take her and run. Right! Quickly, then the whole chase thing happens. And Kano as well is there. And then the whole Hashira meeting begins. It goes as usual with them asking questions and stuff. But then Shinobu brings up one point. Do you know what happened to the reporter monster? I'm not really sure what you mean. It's most likely he didn't encounter him or someone or that warrior appeared. And before they can pry further, Saname, who was an asshole in the first part, but then you grow to love him. There's this whole, I'll kill this damn demon myself. And the moment this happens, Tanjiro, the moment he stabs the box, this causes Tanjiro to snap. He quickly gets up and runs, but unknowingly transforms into Kuuga. And it's a whole slow-mo shot where Saname has a look of, what the fuck? And everyone's just shocked. Meanwhile, Tekken's like, now that's flashy. And the headbutt this time is painful. It knocks Saname into the nearby fence. Quickly, Tanjiro breaks the ropes and gets into a fighting stance. I won't let you harm my sister. If I have to fight all of you, so be it. And then the master shows up. And in his brief moment of distraction, Saname is able to just attempts to pin Tanjiro down, but suddenly Tanjiro's form changes into green, shocking everyone. And at first they're wondering, what the hell? But then they see him writhing in pain because of his overwhelmed senses. And the master goes, what's all that screaming for? Master, we have found the warrior, and he's now green and screaming in pain. Ah! My ears! Ah! My senses! It appears when he's green, he has heightened senses. Ah! Quickly, Tanjiro exits out of the green form, and he is exhausted. You don't need to pin him down, Saname. He is our guest, and an ally. You knew? We were somewhat aware. Your name is Tanjiro, right? Tell me, how long have you been this for? And what do you know about these monsters? Well, 2 years ago I met Giyo-san who told me about the demons. We met, it was a hostile encounter which caused me to first activate this armor. This armor of Kuuga. Kuuga? That's what the monsters call it, so I assume that's its name. I found it in a cave. In the cave, I found what appears to be a coffin. I noticed it was dusty, but the moment I touched it, I started. It, the dust-shaped belt I saw disappeared. At first, I thought it was a curse, but then with all the dust, I realized it was dust. Are you tired of me saying dust yet, folks? After that, I began having dreams of a warrior fighting against these monsters. So, tell me, is the green one the only one you know? Now, when I encountered Giyu-san, it was white, but then it became red, but when I was attacked by two demons, it became blue. But the green one, it's new and my ears still hurt. Master, we need to deal with the demon. No, she's good, I swear. Grr! Obanai, you don't need to beat him up. He's already beaten up. He deserves it. Sorry. Quickly, the whole Saname thing happens where he cuts his arm, and Nezuko resists the blood. But instead of turning away, Nezuko just flips him off. And this just shocks everyone. Meanwhile, Higgins just laughing. Ah! He got flipped off by a little girl. He got flipped up by a child. And Tanjiro's like, Nezuko! That is not okay behavior! Nezuko sort of pouts at this, just goes back in the box. What the? And soon, the meeting ends, with Tanjiro being allowed to keep Nezuko, and the Demon Slayer Corps being notified about the warrior in red, blue, green being an ally. They didn't decide to ask about the motorcycle part because it was just a long day. And Saname's was suffering delayed concussion. And that's where I'm gonna leave it off. I need to stop procrastinating on doing stuff like this. But that is part 3 of What If Tanjiro was Kamen Rider Kuuga. And some closing words which I said in the middle of the video but took out because they weren't right. As of now, I have finished episode 15 and 16 of Kuuga. And I probably should watch more of the episodes in the day. But in that one, it was funny. Because the Grongi commits vehicular manslaughter. Like, he has no powers. He's just like backing up a car too far. So unless I want to give a Grongi a truck, which will cause its own set of problems, I'm probably gonna skip out on 24. And also, to let you guys know how I record these, I don't do it all in one go. I just pause when I'm done recording, and then I reassume, so it could be a day or two later that I decide to record. But yeah. Anyways, let me know on how we're gonna deal with Pegasus' whole gun thing. Because I am not waiting until the Swordsmith arc so he has a gun. Either way, this has been good, and it's nearly the hour mark. So I'll leave you all to it. Peace!